Hey everybody, welcome to another video. My name is Mr. Sve and today's guide is going to be around Soldier. Now, like the other video that I made, which is going to be linked in the description below, this video is going to focus around one class, tips and tricks about how to become better at versus Saxton Health / Fortress. This is based off on my own experience, so if you feel like I missed something, do let me know in the comments below. Now, when it comes to Soldier is a little bit different than other classes. The more you stay alive, the more likely you'll deal damage. However, it's not really the guarantee. But this guide is aimed to make you better at dealing damage and staying alive. So without further ado, let's get into it. My first tip for you is your Soldier loadout. Having a good loadout is very crucial as it will determine your playstyle and how you will be dealing damage. Now, there might be many loadouts depending on the server you play on, but I found that most of them are quote-unquote meme loadout that aren't exactly meta in my opinion. Plus, nothing came close to having gunboats for both mobilities and rocket jumping damage reduction, as you're gonna need it for pretty much the whole fight. However, you can flex your rocket launcher depending on your own need. Now, when it comes to my favorite recommendation for a loadout, it's pretty much a stock rocket launcher or direct hit. Gunboats and Market Garner, of course, it is the best loadout for Soldier by far, for both damage dealing and mobility. Plus, it's really flexible. And what I mean is, if a map doesn't have a lot of health back, you can go with the black box. If it doesn't have much ammo, you can swap with the cow mangler. If it's wide and open and you're a mega chad at rocket jumping, unlike me, you can either use the bigger bazooka or the airstrike. And with that being said, I think it's time to move on to the next point. Number 2 is going to be strategy. Knowing when to engage and attack is very important, as every time you go for a Market Garner, you risk your own life. So you better know when to attack and when not to. And remember that your rocket launcher alongside with the crits or mini crits, depending on the server you are in, is gonna deal a lot of damage. So if you cannot approach the boss, it's always better to attack from a distance and wait till the boss is either chasing someone else or completely unaware of you. Because if the boss sees you and is pretty much focusing you, it's very unlikely that you'll be able to deal any damage to him without being killed. And then you're gonna be left for 5-10 minutes waiting for the next round, which is something I know many of us don't want to be there. The Market Garner will be pretty much the main and the most amount of damage you can dish out in a second, if you are really good with it, of course. And your rocket launcher will provide you with a good source of damage, mobility, and more. My general advice is to keep at least one rocket in your reserve so you can jump away after an attack. Or if the boss gets too close to comfort, you want to jump early but not too early so you don't get protected, and avoid being killed by a boss that either has a decent melee range or above 100 ping. You can also learn to predict the boss movement based on the player he's chasing. This is kind of an advance and varies between the people who's playing the boss and the person he's chasing. But I feel like this is a skill you will acquire through trial and error. Eventually you will be learning where the boss is heading and where you need to be to land that Market Garner and escape without getting killed in the process. Now, when it comes to planning, you need to plan a time when to attack. And this is very important because sometimes you cannot really jump at a boss that is raging, or especially when there's like really few players left and the boss complete focus on you. He doesn't have to chase you, he just have to be aware of you to pretty much be able to catch you. Taking advantage of the chaos is going to be one of the best time to attack. But let's just say there is few players left and it's almost really quiet on the map and the boss is very aware of you, but either chasing you or attack someone else while keeping you in his mind. When this happens, it's generally a good time to rely on your rocket launcher for damage, either with the direct hit or splash damage with other rocket launchers, and keep a distance away or shoot from area where he cannot reach you unless he's super jumped or teleported. And watch your health, as you're gonna need it to pick up health kit when needed and constantly pick ammo. which sometimes can be really tricky. If the boss knows the locations, he might be blocking you, and you don't want to be chased until the end by him. Which brings me to my third point. Number 3 is going to be learning the map. Soldier rocket jumping heavily rely on the map knowledge. As I mentioned before, you're going to rely on a health pack and sometimes ammo, and depending on the map, that can either be really easy or really hard. So knowing all of the locations of the health pack and the ammo pack is very important. Not to mention how learning the map can improve your rollout and rocket jumping, and also will help you sneak in a market garner attack without the boss having the chance to even react at it. This is a short tip, but I feel like it holds really just as much value as the other point. And with that, what brings me to my final point. Number 4 is going to be practice. Yeah, sure, I know. Many of you have heard this 1,000 times, probably from other guides and other people. But it's truly needed to master most classes, especially Soldier. You need to perfect your own rocket jumping skills alongside Market Gardener. Not to mention stuff like air shot, surf, double rocket sinking, and more. The best way I found, in my opinion, to learn rocket jumping is by joining rocket jumping servers and beating the easy course, whether the easy jerf, sink, and pogo, as the combined knowledge of them will be very helpful. And believe me, as a guy who has about 1,000 hours on Soldier, I still struggle with rocket jumping from time to time. And only recently have I shown a little bit of progress, and that only came because I actually tried hard. And that doesn't, and even if I fail every single day, that doesn't really stop me from trying to improve on daily basis. So you should have such an attitude like that. So as much as it frustrates you to fail time and time again, and believe me, I got stuck on easy course for hours even. And remember that nobody succeeded from the first time. And this might be a bit strange, but I found like playing also with weapons like the airstrike and beggar bazooka in casual did motivate me a lot, because jumping with these weapons was a little bit easier, especially airstrike, and did teach me also a lot about reading the map and analyzing the best route to jump. So if you feel like you want to start practicing but you don't have any motivation, I suggest you pick up the airstrike and try to rocket jump with double rockets, and it's very easy to do. You can look this up, you've probably done it before, and doing a 2 rocket sink with the airstrike is one of the easiest thing ever, and they will also help you to open your mind to new possibilities. And with that said, I hope my tips will help guiding you to become a better soldier, both inside versus Saxonel or Freak Fortress, and outside as well. And like I said before, if I missed something, do let me know in the comment below, and like the video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss my new upload. I'm gonna be uploading the rest of versus Saxonel guide with the other classes. However, I don't know if I'll be able to teach you how to play a class like Pyro, as I lack the experience with it, and I think there is way better classes to play rather than just Pyro. And until then, I'll see you next time. Thank you for watching.